Hello survivors and welcome to another The Spell Brigade video. In today's video we're doing another hardcore. We are playing on the Sun Mage. I've decided I'll really use Solar Pulse to kind of get us where we want to get going, but I don't really often just full on commit to the Solar Pulse. So today that's exactly what we're going to be doing. We're going to hope that we can get ice and lightning, because I think that would be the best combo for it. We get white lightning, that would be really good, just so that we stay safe for the melee aspect of it, and then we also get that juicy lightning bouncing going on and dealing damage to everything. If we don't get it, not the end of the world. We definitely want lightning though. That would be the best aspect, and we're going to try our hardest to put absolutely every single point into it. Obviously Veil of Haste and Titan's Furies are going to be good, and the occasional crit chance crit damage depending on, you know, their rarity and also things like that. So like over here, obviously that crit chance could be very good for us. We are sitting on 22. Actually, no, we're going to only take the Veil of Haste, that rare quality. Everything else needs to be at least epic. Otherwise, we're going to put points straight into the Solar Pulse. Now, the reason I actually did this is I'm having a really rough time finding myself Scepter Mash as a second skill. So, you know, we... the time for it did actually roll out. So... we found it, so there we go. The whole idea to the video changed. Enjoy. So we actually going to be running a Scepter Mash today. I'm still going to put all my points into the Solar Pulse until we find an upgrade to the Scepter Mesh, so they will be sharing levels. But it looks like most of our augments will now be for the Scepter Mash since we've already got it. It's not like any of the augments really helped Solar Pulse anyway, so we're just going to try and get up the infusions for it. And then we'll grab all of this. We're going to grab the cooldown for that. We don't really care about damage so much for Scepter Mash. I just want to show you some really cool things with it. I think duration and cooldown reduction are going to be greatest for it. And then what's really cool is both of them deal like damage over time, or as long as things are in it. A Scepter Mash kind of works really well with lightning as well, just because of how many times it hits an enemy while they're walking through it. I think also ice will be really fantastic for Scepter Mash, just to help deal that extra damage to things. So, but I haven't really had the opportunity to play it a lot, because every time I've wanted to get it as a second skill, the game has decided to troll me. That's why I decided no, we'll play with the Solar Pulse. And then the one time I'm like, nah, we're not looking for the skill, that's exactly when we get the skill. So it's just typical Murphy's Law. So, you know, change the plan on the fly, and we get to play with Scepter Mash now, which is fantastic. Original plan of Solar Pulse being there with a lot of upgrades is still on the table though, so don't think I'm going to give up on that yet. I don't know what that dude's doing, but he doesn't want to take damage or explode. Alright, let's see, what do we get first? We do get the lightning, so that is beautiful. That's all we needed. We were in a safe place over there as well, which is fantastic. I'm not in a safe space though. Alright, we managed to do the sacrifice without dying. We get to now increase the spell duration over there, which is also really good for us. And now we can just run close to things. Alright, so as you can see over here, the area increases as your health lowers. We don't really worry too much about that. We're going to focus on the Scepter Mash augments. And what that does now is all of our scepters will kind of join together. So you'll be able to see that now. As soon as we put down the third one, we get a triangle, where before it would have just been aligned to the last available place. Legendary spell size, we have to grab it, of course. It's just so funny. I really wanted to do a Scepter Mash video. I was trying so hard to find the skill, and the entire time we couldn't get it. And now we get it. I'm not going to go for pickup range. It's not really that big of a deal. If it was any other legendary, we would have taken it. But pickup range isn't needed. We're going to keep that magnet over there, just so I know where that we have a magnet in the bottom left of the game, so that if we do ever struggle to get XP and we've got a lot of it on the ground, then I can go and grab it from there. Also, if you don't continuously move in this game, you are going to get surrounded. So even though we have a really strong standstill kind of skill with Solar Pulse, we do have to keep moving, because even with it, we can still be in trouble from things surrounding us in all directions. And if we don't get legendary damage onto Solar Pulse or something like that, I mean, you can see the damage is like really low, but because of the lightning, it really does help quite a lot. So we are gonna have to, there we go, legendary spell damage, perfect. So that's definitely gonna help us. We are gonna need more of those. A legendary Veil of Haste would be fantastic now as well. But we don't really... Oh my gosh, I was too close to him. Alright, we are going to grab ourselves the Moonerang. Falling Stars, we're not looking for augments, so they're going to be really, really bad. We could have maybe have taken it in case we get a Golden Beetle, but I think we're going to be okay with being able to kill it, so I'm not too worried about that. Okay, we do have to kill these Spitters because they are going to cause us issues. We're going to go with the spell cooldown. We'll go for the levels first in the Solar Pulse, and then we'll look at levels on our next skill. Of course, levels are determined by the rarity of the upgrade as well. But Scepter Mash is probably the only new skill I would say is relevant in hardcore. All of the other skills, I don't think there's any chance you're going to be doing a hardcore viable run on there. I'm not saying you can't, but the likelihood, very, very RNG, and the likelihood of you actually getting it done are very, very, very low. So, I don't know, I've tried. They just don't do enough damage. Ether Beam only hits one target, even with 4 beams and lightning. It still feels really, really bad. So, I don't know what to tell you about the other skills. They do need, I mean, they just got released. I wouldn't say a buff is gonna, I mean, a buff is gonna help them, obviously, but I don't know how you're gonna buff it. If it's a raw damage buff, it's not gonna help it. I don't think they are actually meant for hardcore in solo. I think they're more for co-op, which is really cool as well. I think the fact that the skill doesn't hurt you, the Aether Beam doesn't hurt your ally, Scepter Mash doesn't hurt your allies. I think that's a really, really fantastic thing, and that they can get the healing. Scepter Mash doesn't get healing, but obviously the Aether Beam as well as the Chthonic Charge do. So really good for multiplayer. They all have healing except for Scepter Mash, which is the only hardcore viable one. So it makes sense, you know. The only one that can't heal you is the only one that can deal enough damage. So go there. We got the duration upgrade, which is fantastic. It helps us join them. Getting cooldown reduction is also probably the most important stat on the skill, and that is because we want to be able to put down as many of the tote pylons as possible, as quickly as possible, so we can make this incredible symbol on the floor and so many different elements to it, which are going to deal the damage to everything around you. So that's what you want, that's what you're looking for. Whether or not you get it, I don't know. That's all RNG, to be honest. Okay, I don't really want to lose another life, but we might have to. It's decrease cooldown, like I said. If we do get, there we go, that's perfect. We do get the White Lightning, so that's fantastic. We got exactly what we needed. For the Solar Pulse, we also got it to level 14, so now we can kind of focus on our next skill. There it is, Scepter Mash, cast an additional projectile, and then there's going to be another 2 of them. There is an explode one where it explodes, but I think having more projectiles might be a little bit better than exploding the exploding scepters. So as you can see there, the increased duration definitely makes a big difference to it. It lets us increase how long it stands on the ground for, and that's going to allow us to deal more damage. And then also adding on the additional ice from Solar Flare to that means that they're going to be stuck in that damage for a lot longer. So really, really good combination. I do like how my luck really, really went well here. We can grab the acid, that's even better, because now they've got the reduced armor. And the developers did say that the way that acid works is if we have 2 skills that apply acid, then the one that has the highest acid effect is the one that's going to be used. So it doesn't help taking acid on 2 skills or burn on 2 skills. You kind of want to mix and match them because they're going to override each other the whole time. So Yeah, just in case you were wondering how that whole thing worked. Alright, this is feeling very comfortable actually, except for when I do something silly like that. But a really comfortable feeling. I'm going to grab the regenerate health because we have been taking quite a bit of damage because of silly mistakes, of course, but it's mistakes nonetheless. And then we're going to go look for the relic. We're going to be looking for delayed fate or joint armor. I'm not going to be grabbing the objective, offensive, defensive. I've had only bad experiences except for once, which we caught on video, where we got it right at the very end. And it then did the damage that we needed to kill the boss quick enough. But other than that, it really doesn't feel good for when you don't do a lot of damage. So if you're playing these weird and wonderful skills, don't expect to take it because that's not going to help you at all. And therefore, it's just going to get you killed, especially with the movement speed. Okay, we're just looking for a relic now. And we're going to get it. There we go. Fantastic. We found it. Okay. Delayed fate is what we want. I'm not looking. Oh, there we go. Perfect. Getting everything we're looking for today. It's working out really, really well for us. Totally not like a 10th attempt at getting any kind of run and then giving up on Scepter Mash only to get it once we've given up. I don't know. If that's not like the most typical kind of thing to happen to you, then I don't know what is. But we do get another legendary HP regen, so we're going to grab that. And we get a decent chunk of XP over there from those guys exploding. So, I mean, just look at this. Just standing still over here, taking or dealing quite a decent chunk of damage. That's just beautiful. Okay, increase the spell duration. We do have to get it to level 14 now. And I think if we get some damage on it, it will be very, very good. Okay, Veil of Haste over there. I know we mentioned only taking, epic or higher quality upgrades for those passives. We did say, though, if it is Veil of Haste, we will take other stuff. I mean, we'll take it depending. The rarity didn't matter because Veil of Haste, very, very strong. But look at this. We are in such a good spot here. We'll grab the damage for the solar pulse, and we've now got to go and move to that sacrifice altar. I think I'm going to take damage over here. Man, that was close, but no cigar for me. Alright, it is a sacrifice altar, so we are going to try and use these guys quite a lot. Everything else will die really quickly and easily. We just have to watch out for the more tanky units. But we'll see. We might have to use a tactical revive here. It would be nice to be able to do it without dying, but I don't think that's going to happen. Although I shouldn't count my chickens before. I shouldn't count my eggs. What? Before they hatch? Is that the saying? Count my eggs before they hatch. There we go. Fantastic. Okay, we need Scepter Mash. I only get one reroll. We do get it. They're going to have to go with this one, so they explode at the end of their lifetime. Not what we wanted. That's what we got. Unfortunately, we didn't have enough life to do a second reroll. I would have liked to, though, because that's not what I wanted. Let's see what happens when they explode. They last for so long, though, now that I don't even see the explosion being useful. We might have to go for a lightning on, a cold on these as well, just to keep the enemies inside of it, because it's not, we don't, they don't stay close. Okay, there they did. Actually, that was a lot, well, that was from the other guys, never mind. I was going to say that's a lot of damage. It did 1,000 damage there, but it was actually the exploding dude that did that 1,000 damage. Alright, so we just need to stay healthy. We do have quite a lot of life regen as well, which is great for this because, I don't know, just feels like it's really good. We're going to grab the life. We're not looking for arcane broadsword, so I don't care about any of the upgrades for it. We'll just grab something else. We do have delayed fate, so I can't reroll just yet. I actually haven't even paid attention to what level I was there. Normally I pay more attention, but I've been just running around having a whale of a time, so I really haven't worried about that too much. At least not this run. Alright, I'm gonna use a reroll here. I think we've gone with enough luck. Grab the Veil of Haste. Getting some area of effect on our Solar Pulse would be good if we get the opportunity to, but otherwise we still need more levels into the Scepter Mesh skill. There, ooh, I can't take it, I can't do it. We're gonna go with the decreased cooldown. There's increased, we're actually gonna go with damage now, because since they explode, getting more duration on them I don't think is that great of an idea. I think going cooldown is better now, but we'll see how everything goes. Try and get a nice explosion happening over here. We've got a lot of these guys. That's a big one. That should have been a lot bigger, but it wasn't for some reason. But let's keep going and see where we get. Going with it. Grab the reroll. There's the duration. We have to, I mean, I could have taken the Veil of Haste, but we literally 2 levels off of the next infusion. So I'm just going to grab that. I think that was a Scepter Mash explosion on me, but it did 0 damage, so we're fine. And we get the Acid, Lightning, Sulfur Storm on there. So I'm not going to take the Acid. I think we had White Lightning there actually. Or not White Lightning, we had the Acid and Cold. But I think we do enough Cold with this. And just extra Lightning is beautiful to have. Especially now we can kind of make the Acid also go to other characters. Or to other enemies, sorry. And we get the cooldown there, and this is the perfect run for us, exactly what we were looking for. So I'm very, very happy with this. Just except for the exploding scepters on my character. That's not so cool, but it is what it is. Only does 1 damage, so I'm not really too worried about it. Not in a good spot here. Luckily we do slow them down, so we can run around wherever we want. Definitely the best infusion. We got best in slot infusions for our Solar Pulse. Oh, gosh, grab that. Now we're looking for Joint Protection. Titan's Furies are fantastic. Come on, Joint Protection. I don't want to reroll here. Beautiful. Look at the luck we've got. And the objective just cleared itself without us even worrying about it. We are going to have to use a reroll over here. And there we go. We get cast an additional projectile, so we've got everything. We didn't get the we're gonna go increased life. We didn't get the other projectile, so we could have got 1 more projectile for it, but that's okay. I mean, look at all of the scepters sitting on the floor around us. It is beautiful to see. You can make lovely patterns, and we've also got loads of survivability over here, except we're in a really bad spot here, so ooh, that missed us. What didn't miss us is the enemy's attack there, their projectile. But there we go. Look at all that damage happening right there. Spell size does work for everything but the Scepter Mash, but that's okay. I say everything. It didn't work for Moonerang either, but that's okay. Okay, spell damage there. Beautiful. And just look at this lovely Scepter Mash over here. Ow. Yeah. The Solar Pulse is also very, very good. That was silly of me, but we still were good there. I think, see, the thing is we could go for the offensive defensive now, because I think we're at a point where it doesn't matter if we move so slowly because we're dealing so much damage now. Also because the enemy is also moving so slowly. So based on that, we can go and grab it. But otherwise, I wouldn't grab it. And also using it as like a 3rd relic just for the ending. It works very, very well. We're getting so much health regen, it's actually disgusting, but that's perfect for us because we have a lot of life to kind of get back up there. So grab that base movement speed. We will need it because, I mean, we're sitting on 133 armor. We're going to be on a lot of negative movement speed from that. And we're going to see what happens. But I do love when things go according to the idea that you have to play. A little bit of RNG, but when it happens, it happens. Alright, we can use the reroll. I'm sure the delayed fate is done and dusted now, so no more rerolls for our level ups. That's okay though, we don't really need them. Oh, this is just so, it's so good looking, man. Go reduce the cooldown even more. So Veil of Haste will make this even stronger, but of course, because then we just spawn as many as possible. But it's just so good to see this happening on the screen right now. I don't think there's anything... Oh, man. I was going to grab the duration over there, but grabbing that massive base damage over there... Ooh, that just helps us even more with not having to grab the upgrade for joint or the offensive defensive over there. So that definitely helps us. Go and increase the size of our solar pulse, which also helps us because then we don't have to worry about it. And we don't have to worry about being hit by the explosions of our skill. As you can see, we don't take damage from it. So we're actually really in a good spot here. Increase the damage even more. I don't even know how much damage it does, but I know it does damage. So as long as we keep enemies inside of it, we're going to keep doing damage to them. And that's going to be a really hard DPS, I'm hoping, by the end of the run from the Scepter mash. Or at least that's the plan. Whether or not it's actually going to happen is another story. I think it should. I mean, look at the Scepter mash. Creates lovely pictures. Actually, I know there's an artist that does artwork where they collect, like, they connect lines with nylon or whatever, and they make art using that. Imagine you could get enough cooldown reduction on this and duration to be able to create a piece of artwork in the game while you're playing it. That would be so funny to occur. Gameplay wise, you kind of stick in the same place. As you can see, we've been sticking in the same corner for the entirety of the time. It's just the easiest thing because that's going to keep the Scepter mash in the same place the whole time, and therefore you can control where the enemies are running to and so on and so forth. We also got increased duration, so that's going to help us create more Scepter mashes. Ow, that hurt. But we've got a decent amount of life. We've got a decent amount of life regen. 26 life regen, so that's pretty big. Okay, even more spell size. I do still think there is a limit to the spell size on the Solar Pulse. I think it does have an upper limit to it, or it's got diminishing returns, because even when you have the augment with, you know, how much life you have depends on the size of the Solar Pulse. Even if I had that, including the current size of my Solar Pulse, you really wouldn't see a bigger difference with it. So there definitely is diminishing returns. You do see it slightly increase every single time, but of course, the more you get, the more, the less you see of a change in the actual skill size. Another Veil of Haste, beautiful. And we're nearly there at the final stretch. I mean, we picked up that magnet for gosh knows what. We didn't need it. Doesn't matter. Oh, this is just so good. It's just so satisfying. I'm chilling in the corner and they can't do anything about it. Even now, the boss, he's going to come and he's going to be hurt. He's going to be slowed and he's just going to walk through our, you know, laser beams of death. And he can follow us as much as he likes. That's not going to help him survive anytime soon. And as long as we can kill everything around us, we are happy, or very easily able to just run circles around the boss. See, we don't need to go and grab the next relic. It's not necessary. All I have to do is just run around in circles. He can't catch up to us because of the slow, and we won't get hurt by anything. And there you go. He's just he's just trapped. This is so cool. All we do is we run circles around him And the beams just keep doing more and more and more because they keep adding more and more of them. Oh, this is beautiful. I've never had this happen before. Okay, we did take damage there, too much, and it does actually get rid of our loop, which is really unfortunate, but we'll have to restart the loop again. Not a problem, although we do have a lot more enemies around us. Okay, we are going to have to just run this one a little bit. Just for a second or two. I don't even know what killed us there, but something hit us hard. I think it was his... No, I think I ran into an enemy, actually. It wasn't even him. But there you go. I hope you guys enjoyed it. That was absolutely insane. So much fun to play. Let's take a look at the damage. 2.7 K DPS with 2K DPS over there. Scepter Mash dealing more damage than our Solar Pulse. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more videos like this in the future. And always remember, keep safe, survivors. Until next time, cheers.